Hey, look, I think we finna break the internet for real, man. We got Trenches News on the couch, the Rey Mysterio of the Chicago blog right now.
For sure.
So we want to get to know you, man. We were just watching your most recent interview, and I feel like I was just hearing the same questions over and over. So I had to get in my bag to ask something different. But I just want to start with where you from, bro? Because we done heard you claiming Gyro City, Old Block. You feel me? Where's Trenches News from?
Nah, I'm from 39th. I'm from Newtown, 39th. That's where I come from, the buildings.
So you from the low end?
Yeah, I'm from the low end.
Okay. Tell us what it was like for you growing up on the low end.
Oh, in the projects, it was fun. It was fun. It was deadly. It was still deadly, but it was structured. So it was different than it is now. Like one shit sanctioned. Like you couldn't just go and slide on nobody another day. It had to be sanctioned or some shit like that. It had to come from the top of something, or you bogus.
So you grew up on the low end, and the project buildings that you grew up in, they were tore down?
Yeah, they was tore down.
You remember what year that was?
That was 2001. Our last building was up 2001.
Okay. So where did you and your family migrate from there?
Oh, me and my family, we stayed on 4437 Greenwood. Like, our building had got two down in 2000, but our last building was standing up, so we moved to Greenwood, 4437 Greenwood, which is THF now,
Wow.
46. And but our whole block moved to Parkway and Gyro, like in between them blocks, and then everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So what you say, what neighborhood would you say you spent the most time in, when you was coming up?
The most time on 63rd, on 63rd and No Limit in between them.
Okay. Now how you go from 63rd to Essex? That's a little stretch, right?
Yeah, that's a stretch, but people from the low end, everybody from the low end you done went to school with, when the project buildings, remember, it's a lot of project buildings got tore down from 22nd to 55th, State to the Lake, all project buildings. So when they got tore down, everybody scattered everywhere. I got aunties who stay in the 40s. I got aunties who stay on 4120. You just, and wherever they move at, you can go.
Yeah. So when did you notice that Chicago was becoming a bit dangerous to hang out outside?
I'm going to say 2010, like 2010, it got real, like, you got to be on point now, Yeah. It was different. Like, I remember days, like, before 2010, like, the beginning of 2010, 09, 08, man, we'd be on King Drive all night. And there's people who can vouch for this. We're all night, no shooting or nothing. Both sides of the street, cars, everything. Or in O Block, all night you could party, no gunshots.
Word.
Yeah.
So what you think started all the madness?
Oh, some hoes, you already know, man.
It's always about a woman, ain't it?
Yeah. Some hoes, man. It ain't about no money. It ain't about nobody touch nobody family or shit. It's about some females, bro, behind 90% of this shit.
Yep. My father told me at a young age, 90% of the street beefs are behind some woman. A woman is at the root of all these street beefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I heard you share something like it was a woman that was messing with somebody in O Block and somebody that was from STL type shit?
Yeah, she's messing with both of them, and you know how that go. He said you dirty. Like if he treated her and she going with him, it relayed messages back and forth until, like I'm finna go and check his temperature.
Right.
And then that's the start of it.
Mm-hmm. So when you was coming up, man, I heard you say you got around O Block in like 2002?
Yeah, 63rd. I've been on 63rd since 2002.
So did you know O.D. Perry?
Yeah, I know O.D. O.D. used to be at my house in Parkway.
Really?
Yeah.
So what made O.D. such a standout for Parkway to name their community after him when he passed?
Everybody looked up to him. Everybody respect him. He was respectable. Like he ain't carry himself loose or none of that. Like he's a pretty boy, man. Like I seen him go off to prom. I was right there with him to go out to prom, him and Trey Five and them. Like, he was cool, bro. He was different, bro. He ain't with all that rah-rah or internet stuff. If he was hell, you wouldn't see him on the internet. Like, you would see him behind the scenes, bro. Far behind the scenes.
Yeah. So you done seen a lot in regards to Chicago drill culture.
A lot, yeah.
What's some of the craziest you done seen?
The craziest I done seen?
Like a crazy first-hand experience.
The craziest I done seen, man, was, I'm gonna have to say probably Modell finding Dashik. That was one of them, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that one.
You said Modell?
Modell finding his cousin.
Okay.
Like that, and Taekwon, shit, I was right there. So that shit fucked me up. Like saying, sure, I'm thinking he playing, cause if you know Taekwon, he always play. You know, you ain't hit no gunshot. You heard a shh. You know, it wasn't no gunshot, it wasn't no pow or none of that. It was a shh. So we ain't know what it was, but he was hit. And he was like, I'm hit. And we thinking he playing, then he stumbled and fell. And you know, that shit was sad, bro. Because he was like, he was sitting in their crib. He was sitting in their house, G. Daysky, Boss Creed and them house. And their sister was doing his hair. Was doing this, like, everybody had these little patches in their hair. These little patch spots, like blonde, red, or whatever in their hair. So his sister was doing his hair. And he was sitting at the table and he was like, man, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die for being around y'all, some shit like that. And I'm like, nah, bro, you tripping. And he died 24 hours, like a couple hours later or some shit like that. He got killed. Like, for real, the power of the tongue.
Yeah, he spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, in between 63rd and O Block, man, is it true that King Von and FBG Duck used to hang out together?
Yeah, Von used to hang over there with them. Like, even when I was in O Block, he used to hang over there. Cause, like, we got cribs on Rose, too. Like, people from my block, they stayed on Rose, St. Lawrence. You know, already, before all the beef and everything. I'm talking about 07, 08, my homie them stayed over there from Newtown. So they been over there before the wars and everything. So that's how I was able to go on both sides, regardless of the war or anything.
Right.
I was still able, a lot of people don't know that. So, what we was talking about?
We was talking about Von and Duck hanging out?
Oh, yeah, so Von used to go over there and then go back to O Block. But they never knew that he was going over there. Like, they never knew that he was hanging with them. Like, I don't think nobody over there really knew or paid attention, you know. But he chose his side when it got serious, so that's all. He was a kid then, you know. And he wasn't, like, over there with Doug them, just walking over there with him. He was over there with Killer Ward. Like, so they was linked with Doug them, so he was able to blend in. But they used to talk and everything on the block. Show people pictures. I hit her in Hyde Park. I hit her. You know, shit like that.
I know Von went to Hyde Park. Did Doug go to Hyde Park too?
Yeah, Doug went to Hyde Park too.
Word. So Von was hanging out between 63rd and O Block.
Before the war, though.
Right. And I heard or read somewhere that FBG Butter made an announcement that Von was playing both sides. Have you heard of that?
He probably, I'm sure he probably said it.
Okay. Cause where the fuck did I get that from? It said they jumped on Von. Where I get that from?
He did. They did. He did get jumped on. Von got jumped on. That's the truth. He got jumped on, and you know, ever since then, it's like he blamed Duck for it. Him getting jumped on.
Right.
Like, that's what I really think it was. He was just mad at Duck, like, you know, by Duck being a big person over there, tall, and everybody look up to you, or, you know, but Duck ain't had nothing to do with that.
But what's your overall thoughts on how, or tell us how do you think Chicago drill culture has changed since FBG Duck and King Von both died in the same year, 2020?
Oh man, it changed big. It's a hole in the wall. Like, it's a hole in the wall on the drill side. Like, anybody could come up now. You seen it with Fendi Boy. He made a song after Duck died and went, but he didn't know how to control it. He let the fame get to him and then turn all enemies against him. Everybody in the city